Carlos Sainz hasn't left the grid.
Something is stopping the car from moving forward. Car is stuck.
Copy, I'm just checking what we can do. Game over, Carlos, jump off.
The inevitable message being delivered, game over, and Carlos Sainz will not take the lights. The action in Austria is 5 lights away. And the Grand Prix is underway. A good launch off the line for Lando Norris. Sees him chop across Charles Leclerc, but Charles Leclerc got a great amount of momentum, but was blocked. Oscar Piastri roars around the outside and takes second position. McLaren 1-2. The Australian driver promised to go on the attack. He said he was going to be overtaking drivers. He's got a scarlet Ferrari. It's his teammate and rival for the title ahead. But Lando Norris gets the run that he needs, and it's a lock-up for Kimi Andrea Antonelli, and he's hit Max Verstappen. He's hit Max Verstappen at turn 3. They continue to race. The lock-up from the Mercedes with a huge moment, and now George Russell improves up to 4th position. The position's changing all the way through, but what has happened to Max Verstappen?
Verstappen's out. Verstappen is done. Antonelli steamed in. I think he missed his brake point on the inside. And the problem is the rest of the field are filtering through that tight right-hander at the top of the hill. And Antonelli was locked up and just clobbered an innocent Max Verstappen. 30 out of 10 for ambition for Antonelli. Max has actually made a good start. He's already fighting with those for 4th place here, and then whack. Antonelli way out of control from 4 cars back.
I'm out. I got hit like crazy. Idiots.
This is the risk when you're in the middle of the pack. Antonelli avoids the racing ball, but hits the senior driver, and the world champion is out.
Sorry about that. Locked the rear. Sorry.
As we go on board with Albon and is about to execute last of the late breakers.
Alexander Albon finds himself on the mediums, and he finds himself up to P6. Lando Norris checking the left-hand mirror because Oscar Piastri will not give him an inch. The 2 McLarens are side by side again. Piastri started in 3rd, takes the lead on lap 11, and they were millimetres away from contact. They're still side by side, like they were in Canada, this time in Austria. Inside line for Lando Norris. It will be the lead if he can pick his braking point. Piastri's super brave around the outside, tries the up and under, no chance at the moment. This is absolutely wonderful. They're at it again, but it's not for 4th place. It's for the lead of the Grand Prix, and they still can't resolve it. Lando hangs on. Lando still leads. What a fight. Further back in the field, this is for the points. This is Gabriel Bortoleto trying to score his first points today in the World Championship. Medium tyres go past fading softs, and P7 for Bortoleto. Gasly will try and hang on, but in a traction race, surely the medium tyre will be the one to be on, and Bortoleto goes through to 7th place.
This is going to be Lando making a mistake. It's 9, he's on the gravel, and then he's off the road again at 10.
How did he hang on to the lead? Here's Yuki Tsunoda late on the brakes, getting to the apex first. That's going to be contact, and it is. Tsunoda and Stroll coming together at turn 3. Tsunoda did get ahead, but it wasn't clean. As it's a double Williams retirement, Alex Albon out of the race. It's a tough run of races for the British team.
This is the most complex scenario for any Formula 1 team when you've got the quickest car and 2 number 1 drivers, because one of them's going to be left unhappy with who gets the first pit stop if that undercut then leads them to maintain the position for the remainder of the Grand Prix.
Just a waft to the inside, looking for more, locking up. I thought he was trying to put the frighteners on, and he nearly ripped off the front wing. We saw that between McLarens before. That was not comfortable for Piastri down into turn 4.
Oscar, feedback from the pit wall. The manoeuvre in turn 4 with the front lock-up was too marginal. We can't do that again.
Colapinto with a late braking move into the 3rd turn. Tsunoda trying to repay the favour on fresher tyres. And they make contact and they spin! And round goes the Alpine, still in the Grand Prix, fighting at turn 3. Tsunoda tried to come back immediately, and Colapinto, having applied the move, spun round at the 4th turn. And that could have changed the entire picture for those yet to stop, but in the end, they're both running. 10-second time penalty for Yuki Tsunoda for causing a collision. Here comes the final stop for Oscar Piastri. back into the Grand Prix. Norris with the fastest middle sector of anyone so far. You're on board with him on the left-hand side of your screen. Norris will retake the lead. Piastri stopped though, 2 seconds. That is far more what McLaren were looking for. And Piastri will try and clear these two. He won't. And so he'll have to get past, lap the traffic, and then he goes hunting for the Grand Prix win. The gap remains at 3.3.
Yeah, nice to get a bit of a slipstream if he can get a pass done before you go into 4. But these guys are battling. But it looks like Yuki was trying to get out of the way, and then he was back in the way.
Tsunoda and Colapinto forces Oscar Piastri onto the grass at high speed. The battle further back in the pack, nearly interrupting the first two in the race.
Get out of the way.
So I thought Yuki was taking a wide line because he knew that was Oscar there, and then he cuts back across the front of him, and then Colapinto must have been completely unsighted. So I can't see how he can get away without some sort of penalty for that.
Bortoleto going past the driver that he beat to the title last year in Formula 2. Bortoleto, who got his first F2 win here, is a champion of Formula 3 and Formula 2, and he's now in possession of 8th position. This is an overtake for Nico Hülkenberg. Sauber have turned the page on a tough couple of years.
This is going to be your better chance now with Bortoleto. They want to catch Lawson. Bortoleto wants to catch Lawson up the road in the white RB there, who's having the race of his life.
The dive bomb move from Bortoleto. Alonso's got the longest ever Formula 1 career. He saw that one coming and retook the place. That was pure racecraft up against Pirelli tyre grip. But these corners, it's all about the traction that you've got. How brave is Bortoleto feeling? And that door was always going to close. The resistance is complete. Piastri asked so many questions, and Lando had the answers. The British driver comes out of the final corner. Lando Norris wins the Austrian Grand Prix in a massive result for the World Championship. He kept his teammate at bay. Over the line further back, Alonso beat Bortoleto to 7th position. Hülkenberg was in 9th and Ocon in 10th. It's a McLaren 1-2. Norris has won the Grand Prix by 2.6 seconds. Charles Leclerc completes the podium.
Well done, mate. Well done. Great job.
Yeah, well done, everyone. Beautiful 1-2. Car was great. Ish. Thanks, everyone. Amazing work. Let's keep it up.
Lando Norris in Australia, in Monaco, and now in Austria is climbing to the top step of the podium. It felt like a must-win race. It turned out to be a race that he did win. He heads to Silverstone with the largest trophy and a 15-point gap to try and overcome in the remainder of the season.